See it played, the Marshals, Junot and Sultan, Portugal. This is the Junot 1808 scenario, and it is the 19th of August, and it is the French operation. So it's been quite a few days since I played last, so the French definitely have a lot to consider now. Clearly, the Anglo-Allies have come down here, marched down here, and are threatening Lisbon from the west. And so this is a stack of 4 counters. And there's an even larger stack left back there at Vimero. The Anglo-Allied fleet is at the port near Vimero. By the way, the victory track, the French are standing at 1 victory point, the Anglo-Allies at 3. So actually the Anglo-Allies are only 2 ahead. It's not that dramatic. So, also force-wise, Delabord infantry is still suffering 1 step loss. So they're at 3 steps right now. And I'm also showing Delabord is demoralized. I gotta figure out what I do about it. When does that come off? Oh. Well, I've just forgotten. Actually, if that's a roll, then they must have failed last time. I'll review that, but yeah, if it's a roll, then I guess a unit can carry demoralization. Over time, as opposed to an automatic demoralization removal. Okay. I'm wondering for the event chits, one, I should review what the engineer chit, how the engineer chit might be used to advantage, and wonder if the Kellerman event chit can't be used to effect at this point. Need to review those. Lisbon, start kind of the most critical zone is Lisbon, and I think, yeah, Lisbon is only defended by 2 garrisons. So the first question is, can the French afford to let Lisbon fall? I should check on that. Okay, it looks to me like Lisbon falling is not some type of automatic game ender. So could the French risk letting Lisbon fall and making it time-wise to basically make up that setback? Probably not. Probably not. So I'm just going to go with, no, the French are going to try to defend Lisbon. But not saying that's automatic, but I think the French are going to try to defend Lisbon. So the question is, how do you defend Lisbon? So what else do we have? 2 marches away, we have what? We have artillery, infantry, and cavalry force there. That might actually be enough to keep Lisbon from falling. What do we have here? We have, there's Junot. There's Junot with, yeah, okay, Lausanne. So I'm showing that Junot has Delabord, chasseurs, and horse artillery. If Junot came down to reinforce Lisbon, the French would not have to roll for command. If the French try to reinforce Lisbon with that force, they could wind up with, what is the worst? I think the worst is, the worst is they don't move at all and they're activated. Basically a lost, It almost seems like, well, this must be Lausanne then. So actually, Lausanne is at Torres Vedras. Okay, 2 dummies, decoys. Lausanne also has in all arms force and the baggage trains. Huh. So does Loison 1, 2, 3, 4 with the baggage trains should be able to make it to Lisbon fairly easily, or Junot comes down. Huh. Okay. What else to consider? Well, I guess those are the major considerations. Defend Lisbon. The French need to consolidate. Well, they will consolidate actually, because when they reinforce Lisbon, they will automatically consolidate some. So it's not going to be that stack, because I don't want to have to risk command. So I need to figure out, Junot can move without a command check. I do need to double check. Can Loison, as a commander but not the commander-in-chief, skip the command roll? Okay, in fact, it's not the easier. It's not any commander. It's only the commander-in-chief who can skip the command roll entirely. So, well, I guess the French, one approach is to say, is to not get funny, not try to be slick or whatever, and just go for the conservative approach. Get Junot down to Lisbon, then decide what to do with these other two forces, especially considering what the Anglo-Allies decide to do with their stack up there. So Junot is going to march, and I guess it's 2, 3, 4 is the way to go. Yeah, 2, 3, 4. Junot will be able to discard, it's not discard, but put a fatigue marker back into the mix. Nullify one fatigue draw. Okay, so let's get ready for the march. This is phase C, obviously, operations. I'm going to activate this stack for movement. Do not have to verify command because the commander-in-chief is present. Okay, so I think they just go 2. Put 2 on the track there. 2. Oh. I guess I should double check. I don't think that demoralized units... Well, actually, let me draw this one. I'm going to check to see about demoralized units and marching. Okay, so draw fatigue 1, an average 1 there for that march. Let me see what... Because Delaborde is demoralized. So this is Delaborde over here, demoralized. I did a really quick scan. As I understand it, I think that the demoralized unit may move, but it can only move to shorten its distance to its line of communications, which luckily for the French is back to Lisbon. So I don't think it's an issue here because we are shortening its lines of communication, its line of communications. Okay, so Junot does not have to do anything about that fatigue 1 marker. Now we go 1, so we're up to 3. The slowest unit, I guess, is the horse artillery at 5. Okay, another fatigue 1, not an issue. And then finally down to Lisbon for 4 movement points altogether. Well, I guess we would discard this one anyways, but it is it's a 1. So let's, I don't think that's an issue, but a real quick check. Okay, the force that moved with Junot. Delaborde's current morale is 4. Wait. So this is the French order of battle display. We have Delabord. Delabord is on its third step. And at the third step is a 4, which is its current morale. So Delabord's current morale is 4. But he is demoralized. Okay. The chasseurs have a morale of 5. That's good. The artillery... I'm trying to remember. I don't think the artillery is factored. Yeah. Is the artillery factored in, or does the artillery have some type of default morale? Okay, in fact, baggage and artillery are not checked for fatigue, so yeah, it doesn't matter. So Delabord at 4, chasseurs at 5. We didn't even come close with 3 accumulated fatigue, especially since Junot could put one of those back into the pool. Really, the force as a whole took 2 fatigue, not even close to a negative effect on the French force. Now Junot is down here. That is actually that, and so now I guess I can kind of clean up. So the garrison units come over here. I still haven't figured out if you have to put units on the display board or not. And what do we do about Delabord's demoralization? Junot is here. Fatigue markers go back into the pool. Junot goes over and he's inverted because he's been activated. Go ahead and I'm just resetting everything. Do need to check on a couple things. Okay, everything about Delabord here. Delabord has a 1-step loss. Delabord cannot recuperate that lost step while it's demoralized, or if it's activated. So it's already activated this operation and it's demoralized. It's not going to recover that lost step for now. It is a die roll to remove demoralization during the administrative phase. So that means that units can carry demoralization over time. The primary effect it looks like for demoralization, other than not being able to move forward or not being able to extend your line of communications, is a -2 in combat strength. So Delabord, I guess, just carries that. Now, one more thing. Okay, so the Génie or engineer event marker here can be used to destroy or repair a bridge. So the question is, where could that possibly... Yeah, I mean, once the action is south of the river there are no bridges that matter. Okay. Well, okay, that's why I was going to look where this might be used, and if the Anglo-Allied army moves south in the next operation, then I'm not sure bridges are going to be a factor anymore. Okay, so that's the Génie event marker. Cover up the French order of battle display. Mark my reminder that it's the Anglo-Allied operation next. Still the 19th of August. Everything is reset for next time.